Hi, so welcome to the demonstration of my game. So to start the game, you click on the start button. So right here, this is the start of the game. So I will break this down one by one. In your main view, you have this, which is a map, which you can just drag and you can zoom in, right? So if you cannot tell, this is a map of China during the Han Dynasty, and this is split up into 4 general areas. Ignore these flying shapes for now. 4 areas with different colors. Now that represents 4 different warlords. And for example, if I click on this region, right, it'll highlight the region, it'll give the name of the region, and it'll say who is the warlord of this region, or who it is conquered by. So as you can see, these different colors represent different warlords. Now, how do you win this game? Well, it's to conquer every region. So how do you do that? So first, let's look at what we have right now. Here, up here is your resources. This is the total amount of resources you have, and this is how much they're increasing by per second. And you can see these resources periodically update every 5 seconds or so to match with these numbers every five seconds. Now, again, how do we conquer each region? Well, first, you need to immobilize some troops. And the way you conquer a region is if the region is unoccupied by the enemy. So, let's say I want to mobilize a troop here. So I click on this region, and I click the mobilize button for this region. However, as you can see, there is no mobilization here, and that is because we have not researched. So this button up here is the research button, which allows us to mobilize troops. So we click on this research button, and right here this shows our 3 types of troops: infantry, light infantry, heavy infantry. The stats of each of these troops are slightly different. Infantry is just normal, light infantry is slightly faster but deals less damage, and this is slightly more damage but less speed. Okay, so we have these 3 different troops. Now, if you want to research it, you can click on this button. However, notice these 2 bars on the bottom. This just shows how many resources you need to actually research this. So here, this will be 200 manpower, and this will be 100 food. Now notice as I click this research button, these numbers will go down. So if the times are right, so it's at 90,000. I click on that, it takes away 200, and now it will start researching. Once this bar fills up, it will be done researching. Here we go. Now we can see that the troop is a level 1. And now, if we click on a region, let's say we want to mobilize a troop right here. Let's just say we want to mobilize the troop right here. Now, if we want to mobilize that troop, we select our region, selected, we'll click the mobilize button. Right here, it's the same thing, resource cost, and now, if we click on this, it will mobilize the troop. So, as you can see, the resources will go down again, 25,800, 25,750, yeah. And now all we have to do is just wait again. So we wait for this bar to fill up, and it will be generated, and it will be mobilized. So let's wait for that to happen. And as you can see right there, that is our troop. So we can see that it's our troop because it's a yellow square. And how do we move and attack these troops? Well, first, let's just select this troop, right? And I've just selected this, and we can see a health bar right here, and that is a health bar for troop, and a move button. So if I click the move button and I move it to here, as I click there, and it'll move to there. And let's say I want to cancel that and move somewhere else. Well, I just click on the other region and it'll move to there. So how do I physically attack an enemy? Now, another feature of the game is that obviously you can attack enemies. So right here, how do I attack this enemy? Well, I can try to move directly there, but it won't work because that crosses the white area here. And this is unmovable territory, so you actually have to move step by step. You cannot just move directly from here to here. You have to move like this and this so that it does not cross the bounds. Now, I want to attack the enemy, so I move it to the enemy, as you can see right here. And as I move towards the enemy, and it's close, I can click on it, and now you will see 2 new UI elements appear. Here, this is the health bar of the enemy, and here's the attack button. So I click on this attack button, and as you can see, the health of me and my enemy will deteriorate, and then eventually one of us will die. And once the enemy dies, your player will move from the original territory to the territory the enemy was in, and it will be conquered. So that is how enemy conquering works. And of course, so the next thing I want to talk about is your resources up here. So another thing I want to talk about is your resource up here. So as you can see, resources are locked like 100, 140, 50, and 5 per second. How do we increase these resources? Well, select a region and you click build. You can build any of these: mill, mine, or farm. Now, let's say you want to build a mill. Let's say you're running out of wood and you want to build a mill. So you click on that again. You have to wait for the bar to finish, and a mill will be created. Now, there's two types of modifiers. So the first modifier is a flat add. So it runs 140. A flat add of 5 would change that to 145. Another more powerful one is the multiplier. A multiplier will, let's say it's 140, and a multiplier of 1.2 will change from 140 to 140 times 1.2. And as you can see here, after we level up that mill, the wood went from 140 per second to 160 per second. And again, this region, if you hover over this region, you can see that this region has a mill, a level 1 mill. If you click on any other region, it will not have any mills, and you can keep on going. So let's say I want to build it. I want to level up this mill. I will click on that button again. It will level up, and we can see this number increase more dramatically. Okay, so again, the number just increased from 160. After upgrading like that, the number just increased from 160 to 180. And now the last thing to talk about is the AI. So when you just start spawning into the game, you will see that there will be cubes, and the cubes represent troops, by the way. These shapes floating around and going to different territories, and that is just how the AI conquering works. So as you can see, a red cube just spawned somewhere here and moved towards this region right here. And we can see that the blue troop is now trying to battle it out with these red troops. And we can see all these troops moving around and around. And this is just basically the AI of how they conquer troops. And so these troops actually appear quite fast. So if you want to win the game, you have to move quite fast. Again, some of these numbers are slightly inflated just for this demonstration. But for the troop spawning rates, so that would actually be quite similar to what we are seeing right now. So that is all to this. That is all the elements to this game. If you want to win, you will take over all of these territories, and once you do, you will see a screen something like this. And so that is all. Thank you for watching.